Well, this morning, the fate of spring training baseball hangs in the balance, and that has small business owners worried about the future. Major League Baseball is still in a lockout. There have been some major negotiations between the league's team owners, I should say, and the union representing the players. The two sides are set to meet tomorrow to try to iron out the details. But this morning, we have a better idea of where things stand. The commissioner of Major League Baseball was in Orlando yesterday to give an update on this situation.
Until we have that conversation and until we see how this session on Saturday goes, it's no change.
Now that brings us to this morning. Business owners and entire communities really depend on the business spring training brings in. So take a look at your screen here. Southwest Florida is the spring training home for 4 teams: the Atlanta Braves in Northport, the Tampa Bay Rays in Port Charlotte, and the Minnesota Twins and the Boston Red Sox play their games in Fort Myers. And now the big question is, how do we get those players on the field? To help us answer that question, we want to bring in Fox 4's John Barron. And John, you've been looking into this. So what exactly has to happen here?
Well, the players are on a lockout right now, and we're kind of locked out here at JetBlue Park because right now they haven't opened up yet. But let's talk about what's taking place, okay? On February 26th, there needs to be a signed contract because that's when spring training is starting. Now, let's take a look at exactly what these players and coaches and everybody is talking about they need to see before things can move forward. First off, the players, they want to see a few major things. They want to improve the amount of money that players make in the first 3 years of their career in the MLB. Second, they want to prevent teams from tanking. That's when teams lose on purpose to get in order to get a better draft pick. And the last big thing, the end of what's called the service time manipulation. That just means that they want to remove the loophole that makes it difficult for players to move up from the minors. As well as the owners, they don't want any of that. The owners want a longer postseason and a couple of minor, regulatory changes. Overall, they also want to see a willing to move up when it comes to talking about boosting a player's salary. And they also said that the league still doesn't want to have an agreement in place, but league officials, team owners, and players' union representatives all plan to meet tomorrow in Orlando. Commissioner of the league says he's dedicated to making this come to a resolution.
I see missing games as a disastrous outcome for this industry, and we're committed to making an agreement in an effort to avoid that.
And only time will tell because pitchers and catchers are supposed to report here on Monday, so we'll have to see what's in store. They are planning on Saturday to meet in Orlando. Now we're going to have to see exactly what this does financially to impact Southwest Florida. For that, we're going to head back to you guys in the studio. For now, live in Fort Myers, John Barron, Fox 4.
Yeah, John, the economic impact of spring training in our state is undeniably important. Just listen to this statistic. It's from the Florida Sports Foundation, I should say. So since the year 2000, spring training has brought 31 million fans to towns like Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, and Northport to see their favorite teams play. That tourism generates $687 million per year in spending at restaurants, hotels, beaches, other local businesses. Spring training in Florida generates over 7,000 jobs every year as well. So let's go in depth here for a moment to see just how much of that money Southwest Florida stands to lose if spring training doesn't happen. According to a Lee County report from 2019, spring training brings in about $69 million every year. Most of that money, about $56 million of it, is spent outside the ballpark at hotels and food and drinks or entertainment. About 40% of travelers say they only come to our area because of spring training. And this morning, small business owners are hoping an agreement can be made soon to not just save the season, but also their business. Here's what one business owner had to say when we asked him about the future of spring training when this lockout was first announced.
We do get a lot of the spring trainees. They come in, their families come in, their trainers come in. So hopefully the spring training still may happen. So we're hoping that's a positive, that the people will still come and it'll be a quick in and out and they'll sign the contracts and everything will be back to normal.
Here is hoping. Now, this is the 4th lockout for Major League Baseball. The last 3 did not lead to any regular season games being missed. Of course, we will let you know how the negotiations go between the players and officials in that meeting tomorrow.